Kiara and Roman cooking show. Roman, what are you doing?
I'm just being silly. I'm just being silly to get us in the mood for our delicious Halloween cookies.
Okay, so let's begin. So this is 1 stick of butter.
And it might be frozen.
Yeah, frozen. Just stick into the plate. 1/2 cup of sugar.
And one crack egg.
And just one egg from it.
One crack egg, one egg, same thing. Except they don't have the same beginning name.
And 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Very funny, right?
Sure, Roman. Okay, so we're gonna put it in.
Make a great job.
And then we're gonna blend all of that up. So this is a recipe for sugar cookies, and then we're going to cut it out into some fun, spooky Halloween shapes, and then we're going to decorate them.
So now we get to the sifting.
Okay, so we're gonna do 2 cups of flour. You can pour that in.
Yes, I can.
Be careful.
Daisy?
So 2 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons of cornstarch,
Thank you.
and 3
Yeah, pour the rest,
teaspoons of salt.
Now we're going to blend it.
We're gonna blend our wet and our dry ingredients. Okay, push it in.
Oh my. And then when it's finished blending, we're gonna do the sides and then blend it again.
Yeah, we're gonna scrape down the flour on the sides of the bowl.
And Mrs. Chef, what is after that?
After that, then we're going to put our dough in the fridge, and it's going to chill for about 5 to 10 minutes.
I forgot which way the 0 was.
That's fine.
So as my sister was saying, these are our Halloween cookie cutters, and if you have Halloween cookie cutters, you could just like use those to make our Halloween cookies. But since we can't find them, my sister she got an idea that I could draw them, and these are how they look.
Yes, because Roman is the artist in the family. So if you have an artist in your family, you can actually draw out these Halloween shapes on your parchment paper, and then you could cut them out later and you can use them for your cookie dough cutters. So this is a great way, to just have a little seasonal activity, since, because of the pandemic, it's no like social gatherings and moving about. So this is just like a great activity to do, especially if you have kids or younger siblings. Okay, so we're just gonna put the cookie dough on a floured surface. And then we're just gonna gather it up. You could flour your hand too to make sure it doesn't stick to your hand. Okay, that's enough flour. Oh, you flouring your hand? Okay.
And I'm actually doing it so like it's not gonna be.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna cut this cookie dough in half, because this half is gonna be this regular color, and then these 2 quarters we're going to actually color these different Halloween color shapes. So you can rest this aside and then put that in the fridge so they stay nice and cold. And then we're now going to work on this. Okay, so we're gonna flour our dough a little bit and then flour our rolling pin. I'm just gonna try and roll it out. So if it's spread, you can just gather it like that. And get it. Doing a good job on it.
Oopsie.
It's a
little bit too crumbly. Because it's butter, so you need to move quick.
Yeah, because it has butter, you have to move quick because it's gonna melt. when it melts, it actually breaks apart very easily and becomes kind of difficult to work with. Okay, wait. So see here, when the cookie dough starts to stick to your rolling pin, that tells you you need to flour your cookie dough again, you need to flour your rolling pin again, and then continue. So see, does very much like that. So you don't want your cookie dough, wait, oh, you're rolling over my arm. You don't want your cookie dough to be too thin or too thick, because when it's too thin, it actually tends to kind of get a little bit darker than it should be in the oven. So it may become a little crispy or a little burnt. So you don't want it to be too thin, and then you don't want it to be too thick or too dense, because it may not bake all the way. Okay, so I think that's good.
And you do not want it to be crispy.
Yes, I'm gonna say that. Okay. Okay, so just like that. Okay, so you're getting cookie. Make sure you put it right to the edge.
Okay, edge here. There.
You have to see, you have to make sure you do it all the way down. Okay, good job.
Nice.
And then so for those of you who wanted to cut out your cookie cutters, you just get a knife and you would just cut around and cut out the shape just like that. And then you could actually have your sibling or your child, whoever you're doing this with, do what Roman is doing. If you have some actual cookie cutters, like some circles or some squares, and then you could just let them use that while you work with the knife. So when taking up your cookie, it's best to actually flour your spatula or whatever you're taking it up with. Put some flour on the edge too, and then you lift it up like that.
And then rest it on the
And then rest it on a greased pan. So you can actually put these close together, because once you fill up your tray, when you're getting ready to roll out your cookie dough again, you're actually going to put this tray in the fridge. And one thing about sugar cookies is that once you put them in the fridge and you let them chill, they actually don't spread as much or at all. It's like how a regular cookie would spread. They tend to keep their shape, so you can actually put them as close together as you like to try and, you know, get as many cookies on your pan as possible. Okay, so now we're going to color our dough. This is our gel food coloring. It's Betty Crocker gel food coloring, and I got it from the Fresh Market in Harbor Bay Plaza. So you can go there, and if you want to color your dough, you can get this food coloring right here. Okay, so you could put only put one, yeah.
What color is that one?
We're gonna do one orange, and then we're gonna do the next one a dark purple. So you'll need red, and you'll need yellow for your orange. So you can just start off with 2 drops of red. You want to add equal part red, equal part yellow, and then if you want your color to be darker, just add more red and yellow as you go. So 2 drops red, 2 drops yellow. Okay, you can start it. And make sure it's equal. You don't want to add too much yellow. You don't want to add too much yellow or too much red. Okay. So because it may be a lot of dough, you're probably going to have to add more food coloring. So then you just keep adding 2 drops yellow, 2 parts red, or 1 drop yellow, 1 drop red, depending on how much dough you have, until you get the shade of orange that you like. And I would only actually recommend doing it 2 part red, 2 part yellow, and then blending it, because you don't want to add too much, because once you've already add too much, then you can't take the color out. It's going to be too late.
So this is how our orange dough looks. Now it's going to go in the fridge while we make our dark purple. Let's go. Okay, wait.
So you actually want to just do a little wipe out in your bowl, just so you don't want the colors to mix. See, like we have a little bit of color here and there. And then while you're mixing your dough, make sure it's okay to put your blender on high, because now You don't want it to be where any part is too dark or any part is too light. You want to have a nice, even, consistent color. So you can put your stand mixer or your blender on high and then make sure that everything is blended together to give you that nice, even color.
Now we're gonna make our dark purple dough.
Okay. So to make this, I use one drop of blue.
We can go to this one since that's the next one in line.
Yeah.
I realized how you
And I
put it in
use
order.
Yeah, I did. To use 2.5 drops of green.
Sarah, what does that look like? Why does that look a little bit like a black?
It's gonna make dark purple, so 2.5. So the half a drop is just a little bit less than how much you use for a regular drop. And then 3 drops of red.
And then you go to the blending.
Yeah, and then you're gonna blend it up. And then you're just gonna, continue this ratio. I did it about like 4 or 5 times until I got it to the right dark purple color that I wanted it to be. So if you don't want it that dark, you could do it a little bit lighter. If you want it a little darker, you can add, some more. But this is the food gel coloring ratio that I use, which is 1 drop blue, 2.5 drops green, and 3 drops red. Okay, so this is how our dark purple dough looks. And so I use 1 drop of blue food coloring, 2.5 drops of green food coloring, and 3 drops of red food coloring. And I did this about maybe like 5 or 6 times, and I blended it on high just to make sure that all of the colors were well mixed together. So this is going to chill in the fridge. And our orange dough has been chilling in the fridge. So now we're gonna roll it out and then do the same thing like how we did with our dough that we did not color. Roll it out and cut it out. So if you did a pumpkin shape.
Hey, sis, can I?
If you did a pumpkin shape like we did, this is great if you want to do, you put your pumpkin with, since pumpkins are orange. And then you could just do like a little green icing for the top for the stem. So after all our cookies are finished baking, then we're going to do a royal icing. And if you don't have a sweet tooth, then you can actually just color your cookie dough and then you can bake it, and then it's going to have a nice color and it's going to be decorative and festive. So you still can get into the spooky season even if you don't want to, decorate your cookies with icing. Okay, so if you have reached the point where it's only a little bit of dough left, you can just get a cookie cutter if you have one, and then you can actually just put your dough in the middle and then spread it out with your fingers. Then do it around just to make sure, all the edges are sharp, and then spread it out again and then put it on your baking tray.
So now we're going to make our icing. What are we doing first?
Okay, so we're going to do 1 cup of powdered sugar. I'm gonna sift it.
Okay, can I have my sifting thing?
Because hold on, I need that.
Oh, well, you can use it.
Okay. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of meringue powder.
It smells nice.
It actually does smell like mushrooms. 2
Marshmallows?
marshmallows. I said the wrong thing. 2 teaspoons.
No, when you said mushrooms,
Yeah.
when you said mushrooms, I was
Marshmallows. Okay, so 2 1/4 teaspoons of meringue powder, and we actually got this from Kelly's, and it costs around $20. So we got it from Kelly's in their baking section.
But it smells nice, See?
Focus now. Get it? Good job. And then we're going to just whisk this a little bit, And then once everything, you know, is
We go
all
to
mixed
the
together,
icing.
no, then we have to add 2 tablespoons and a half a tablespoon of water, and then we're gonna mix it again.
Supposed to look nice and thick.
Yeah, but still a bit runny. So when you see it's gonna be thick, but it's also gonna be runny because you don't want it to be, you know,
this
too
is how it looks when it comes out. As you can see it's dripping, so that means, and that's my sister say it was runny. We reached to my favorite part, the icing.
Okay, so now we're going to color our icing. Then our last color is going to be black.
Black is all the colors here, right?
Yeah.
Wait. Blue, green, rojo, and amarillo next. Red, orange. You know what's actually supposed
Was the Roman knows Spanish, everybody?
Yes, I do. I mean, see. It's just, do you know, every time I look at this cookie dough, it makes me think of this, of that old thing. You know, who's
What
the
old
cookie
thing?
from the cookie jar? What is it? That thing from that thing? So now we're gonna ice our cookies.
So you can just dip it in, pull it out, let it drain a little bit sideways like that,
And
and then put it right back on now.
And then you get started with the magic. Can I have a tissue on my hand, please? That would be nice.
Oh, use the towel. Put out to your hand and wipe it. Okay, so it might be some bubbles on the cookie. Okay. So Roman's gonna show you guys how to get rid of the bubbles and make sure your icing is nice and smooth.
And also, if you feel that you're touching some of the cookie, you know you need to move a little bit up. You need to be touching the icing if you want to get the bubbles.
Yes. Oh, look at you. You remembered.
And once you're finished with that, you can get started.
You messed
I did the bubbles, okay?
Are you gonna just smooth that part over for you? Okay.
Okay.
So are you gonna tell them what?
Decorating this?
Yes.
Thanks.
Are you gonna tell them what you're gonna make?
Let's see. I'm gonna make a line down.
You didn't tell them what you're
I'm gonna
doing.
make a spider.
Oh.
How much legs does it have again?
I think 6. Maybe more.
Or maybe 100 million.
However many legs you want it to be.
You'll see. You'll see when you go to the eating. 1, 2, 3. You like that cut? I did 4.
So I'm gonna start with my ghost, and I'm using my Betty. Yeah, I'm using my Betty Crocker black writing gel. What I also got from Fresh Market at the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza.
I think I might put a little bit too. Okay, with this, I did it a little bit different from the one what I did here. I didn't do legs. I did a little magical band what gives him his eyes, his nose, and his mouth. But this ghost, I did it a little bit spooky than you see with ghosts on TV, you know?
Mhm.
So with this pumpkin, I thought we could do it like, you know, a carving pumpkin. And so this is what I used. I just did a little black since I didn't know how to do like, you know, a real part. I just did little circles and a circle for the nose and a little line for the mouth. Now with this cookie, you're gonna be so scared. Oh,
This one.
this I did it inspected by dinosaur, and this one I did it with two mouths. The one mouth up here and one mouth down there. I call it the two-mouthed beast.
What was
the
this
last spider on the end?
I did some teeth, sharp teeth, and then I did bleeding red eyes.
You doing eye?
I can do that all day if I could.
Oh, okay. So we have our plain cookies here for our family members. Can you at least wait? Can we have our plain cookies here for our family members who may not like the cookies sweet? So we left these plain, but they're still pretty festive because we have the dark purple and the orange cookies, and we have these icing cookies for us. So I am going to eat, I don't know. I'm going to eat the face.
Probably because my sister likes the taste of eyes.